we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, 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 go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Thanks for coming out tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that.
Yes. Welcome back to CrossTalk, where we give you our take on subject matters that affects us in the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm. And we also talk scripture. It's all about Christ here. Again, welcome to CrossTalk. And I am your host, Minister STEBO. And of course, I have with me my partners in Christ, me and Lynn, and the incomparable Archbishop T. How y'all doing today? Give them a round of applause first of all.
It's a great day to be alive.
Yes, sir.
Just saying thanks be to God because we already come walking in victory. It's all good.
Me and Lynn.
I can't do nothing but agree. I can't do nothing but agree since none of us woke up dead this morning.
Well,
yeah, glad about that.
That is
two words sum it all up. I'm here.
That is indeed. That's true, sir. That is true. Welcome to our CrossTalk family. Good afternoon to Mother. Let's say Supreme Elect Lady Marlene Thompson.
Good evening, Sister
I see good evening people. Who said that? They're saying, oh, my end is showing Facebook user. What's up, Lisa Jackson? What's up, fam? And somebody else says, good evening, family and friends. Showing up as Facebook user. I don't know what happened. But good evening to you. But we are here. Welcome to CrossTalk again. We are here to offer instruction, information, and illumination. Make sure you stop right now, share the show, click those hearts like crazy, those likes and hearts like crazy to get this CrossTalk trending so it will pop up on people's timelines everywhere. Don't be shy. Don't be stingy. Or don't be cruel. And Mother Dukes, how you doing, Mother Dukes? Give her a round of applause. Round of applause as she comes.
Hey, Mama.
And yeah, happy Monday. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Whatever age you are indeed blessed to be that age. Make sure y'all are sharing the podcast. Joy Radio says good evening. And what's up, Shander? She says good evening, CrossTalk friends. All right.
Good evening to you. Good evening.
Y'all ready to get it? Y'all ready to get this CrossTalk popping? What's up, Nisi? Y'all ready to get this CrossTalk popping? Get it started.
Let's do it.
All right. So, our CrossTalk talk of the day. If you saw the title on the live, it is "If You're Happy and You Know It." ... So.
And ellipse.
Ellipsis. Yes. So, first question. On the night is happy wife, happy life. Is this right? And what makes a happy wife? I'm going to start with Min Lin on this one, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Happy wife, happy life. Is that right? It's not wrong. There is some truth to it. There is some truth to it. It's not. Excuse me. It comes off like a hyperbole, actually. But the truth of the matter is,
You get a ding just for hyperbole.
well, I can't speak for the mass majority, but like my aim, my goal is to make her happy. So why would, that would be the truth in it. That's my aim. That's my goal, to make her happy. What makes her happy? Consistency, pleasing her, introducing her to what's not the status quo. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to air out or bore or water down or, you don't want to just be commonly married. You don't want to just be together. You want to spice it up. You want to make it an adventure. As a matter of fact, it don't even have to be nothing extravagant. It's just that the life that you live, what works for you. But as far as like, is it wrong to say happy wife, happy life? Not really, because when she happy, I'm happy. I indulge in her happiness. And as Pastor was saying yesterday, like we say, happiness depends on happenings. And I want those things happening to make her happy. I want to contribute to that happiness, so I don't see anything wrong with it, but it's not like it's not a blanket statement like it's been made out to be. There are some intangibles that has to be done to actually make it work.
Bishop.
Yes, sir. Happy life, happy wife. I have to agree with the minister. I don't think it's wrong, but it takes a lot more to make it right. I think it's only half of the equation. Happiness is self-inflicted and self-affected. So if you're waiting for someone, in line with the question, if she is waiting for someone to make her happy, she's got a long wait.
No. Yeah.
This comes from, am I off?
You back on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to make things happen for yourself. I can't depend on my spouse to make me happy. Again, it's a self-inflicted thing. Because if you're not careful, if you're waiting for someone to make you happy, then you've got a standard set for them. And if what they do doesn't come up to your standard, it may come up to your standard this time, but next time you're in a different mode and state of mind, and it takes more. I have to be.
What we were talking about last week.
Yeah, I have to be in a state of mind that, when I come in, I'm coming in happy. And whatever the surrounding is, it's not going to dim my happiness. So, it's nothing wrong, but it takes a lot more to make it right.
I like that. That was a lot of twisting you did on that one. I'll give you a ding and give you some.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Brilliant. And then again, that boy is good. All right, go ahead.
And that's why I was saying contribute, because what I'm saying, I want to add to. I said add to. I said contribute, because if she ain't happy, and not anything based on what I'm doing or can do or not do. But if she don't have some happiness to cling to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing sponges against the wall. They ain't sticking. You know, it ain't happening. You know, so that's why I say I want to add to. I want to contribute. That's my goal. You know, because you want to bring something to the table. You know, you don't want to just eat and just break out, but you want to bring something to the table. So it's like we can reciprocate this thing. You know, let me indulge in your happiness and you indulge in mine.
Right.
You know, so we can make things happen together, and that'll make us happy.
And
What's
as
up,
I heard one much
what's up,
smarter
D-Folk?
than me
And,
say
Keith
not too
Riley.
long ago, what you bring to the table, when you get that, you gotta on the table.
Put
Yeah,
some
on
on.
the table. So what you bringing, you know. So
All right. And I think, Bishop, you did answer what makes a happy wife, right?
yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
I tried to.
Come on, Bishop. You don't be trying. You be knocking it out the park. I'm just going to let you know. If you didn't know, you're
Let's see
knocking
if
it out the
Sister
park.
T say he did all right. Let's see.
What's up,
he
cuz?
said
Keith
he tried
Riley.
to answer. He
Keith
tried to answer.
Riley, D. Fogie, Minister Joy White. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome. All right. So the next question of the night is it time to retire this phrase, happy wife, happy life? Let's go Bishop T first.
Well, I don't think it's got to be retired. It's a good fundamental foundation if you take it right, you know, and don't let it blow out of proportion and become the cornerstone. Don't let it become this is what it's all about, and
Like the
our
hokey pokey.
home is not going to be happy unless the wife is happy. In a real deal, for real showdown, if anybody ain't happy in the house ain't happy. If the dog ain't happy, the cat, if the fish in the aquarium, if somebody ain't happy, if it's a part of the house, the whole house ain't happy. So I don't think that. No, we don't have to retire it. Just don't base your life on it.
Right.
Man, Lynn.
No, I agree. Like I said, there's some truth to it. So we don't have to retire it. We just have to retool it. You know, we can't take it at face value.
Right.
We can't take it as face value. It's like reading the scripture in the Bible and say, "Oh my goodness, I gotta pluck my eye out because don't take that literally now. You know,
don't pluck your eye out.
No, I can't be happy unless she happy.
Shout out to
Like,
Bishop Boy.
nah, it's not like that. It's not like that.
They say don't pluck your eye out.
Right. It's like, hey, truth of the matter is, if she's happy, if I'm attributing to that happiness, you know, or if she's not happy, let's say not necessarily because she just can't get happy, but something happened. If she's going through and I love her, we going through.
That's right.
You know, if one of our loved ones is locked up, we all locked up to a degree, you know, because we all deal in love. So your infirmity, if I'm not touched by your infirmity, you might want to check my relationship with you.
I'm digging that.
You know, that's great. Now, you know, that is so awesome because as I say a lot of times, if one person in a relationship, if you can be happy at the other person's expense, it's something wrong.
Right.
It's something wrong with that. If you can be full and know I'm a part of you and I'm hungry and it doesn't bother you, it's something wrong there.
You got a void and I'm complete.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. So, right about the clock on the wall says it's time for a break. We're going to take a little break, and we'll do Are You Churchy? Shazam series. I just made that up. But no, not Shazam series because, we got to get copyright and all that kind of good stuff to use that word. But finish the lyric series. Wait. Finish the lyric series. All right, so are you churchy? We're gonna play a portion of a song, and when the song expires, you type in the next part of the song. If you are correct, then you win a free dinner, lunch or dinner, whatever you can call it, at the Fish House.
Whatever time they go in.
Whatever time you go in, except I don't think are they open for breakfast, Bishop?
No, sir.
No
Fish and eggs.
Right, no fish and eggs. So, if you win, like I said, we're gonna play this sound bite, and we're gonna play only a portion of it. So when the sound stops, then you have to put in the answer to the end of the you know what I'm saying, the lyric in the comments, and we are going to start right now.
I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel.
What is it? What's the next part of the lyric? What is the next part of the lyric? The first one to answer correctly wins. Melba Lacey. That is correct. It is the intangible. Tell the truth. Did you look it up? Tell the truth. But no, the answer is the intangible. Ronnie, you won. Well, you didn't win, but you got the right answer. But yeah, the winner is Melba Lacey. Give her a round of applause. Awesome. She said, nope, didn't look it up. And you got a real round of applause from our panel, as we just saw. All right, so going to our next segment. Happy husband. What rhymes with husband?
Bruh.
And first question of the night. How come men don't get a catchphrase? How come we don't get a fancy catchphrase like happy wife, happy life, outside of the obvious reason that there's nothing to rhyme with husband? Let me know when you come back in.
He is.
All right, he's back. Okay.
That's when who comes back?
You went out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You go out every segment, once every segment.
He said, "Who come back?"
Okay. Well, I had my once this segment.
Right. All right. So, how come we don't get a fancy catchphrase like "Happy wife, happy life"? Let's go Bishop T first, and then we hit up Man Lynn.
Well, just for that reason. Husband don't have a rhyme word. Husband's like orange. There ain't nothing that rhymes. That's why you don't have a catchphrase. I think that just because he doesn't have a catchphrase doesn't mean that there's a miss. He still got a catch, because in order to be, in order for there to be a wife, it begs the necessity of husband.
Lisa says, you all are just as important. Thank you. You get a round of applause.
Well, it's like the Bible calls a helpmeet. In order for one to be a meat, they have to be as strong or stronger than the one who is helping. If you ask me to help you and I am weaker, I can't be very much help.
Right.
So the help meet, the help fit, and that fits both the male and the female, because each has to be a helper of the other. So no, just because there's no catchphrase doesn't mean that there's a miss.
Me and Lynn, hold on, wait, let me get a ding for Bishop on that one.
Yeah, that was tough.
Oh, Alana says, "Happy wife, happy life wouldn't be without it being a husband." So that's the catchphrase. Okay.
It necessitates that.
There you go. Okay. Okay. I got you. Who says we don't need another hero?
Tina Turner. That's right.
Man, Lynn, what you got?
Well, you know,
Don't say orange.
No, I wasn't gonna say orange. Happy husband was Dan. Nah, but
Red.
it seemed like we wouldn't get one. You know, it goes back to that old mythical Father's Day thing where, you know, the society don't look at it like that. We simple. Remember, the love engineer, Sister Mary, told us we only allow two emotions, and that's anger and arousal.
Right.
You know, we're cast written as simplistic. We're cast written as compartmentalizing. You know, so we'll be all right without a catchphrase. But the truth of the matter is, we love stuff just like y'all do. We love the attention. We love the, you know, you got to reciprocate this thing. And even as Pastor was speaking up on help me, just to add just a little bit more to that, of course, help is an aid or an assistance in which we can't provide for ourselves. And then meet in the Greek is opposite. So with that being said, God provided for me an opposite help and an assistance in which I couldn't provide for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man,
So
you get
yes,
you got a ding. You'll get a brilliant if you give me the Greek word for me.
That ain't where I'm on. You messing up my train of thought.
Go on and finish that, Doc.
Nice.
You were going well.
Right. And so with that being said, he made me lose my whole train of thought.
Oh no.
So now I'm gonna have to go ahead and recycle.
I was digging that.
Yeah, I was going somewhere. Then he got trivial. You give us the.
I got Google right here. I'll figure
I
it
know.
out. But that was good stuff, man, Lynn. For real. I'm digging that. The opposite. You were at the meat means the opposite of what
Yes. He provided for us an opposite help or an assistance in which we couldn't provide for ourselves. And the reason more so that we couldn't provide that for ourselves because we are not on that same, we are two different entities as far as the gender is concerned. And it's a job that she has to do in order to complete these things that I can't do for myself. She has to come along and make what's hard for me smoother. She has to come along and give me that platform where I can release more than just arousal and anger. You know,
that's good.
God gives us someone, and you know how the Bible lets us know that, you know, she's the weaker sex. But the thing about it is every woman ain't your weaker sex. It's the one that God has brought you together with. Because it's some women out there that can whoop you and outlift you. That is not your component. And even in the beginning, when Adam woke up and he saw what God had gave him on that proverbial wedding day, he looked and he saw it. He started busting out them wedding vows. He said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I will call you woman because you came out of man. And then he just, if sin about it at this time, I can hear him saying, if sin was her, I will protect you from everything. I will give to you everything. As a matter of fact, I will give you all that is me. As a matter of fact, you are me. That's why I called you woman. You came out of me. So all of that to say, we can't give what she gives to us. It was set up like that. God set it up that we would be our yin to our yang, our zig to our zag. We got to finish one another. We complete one another when we actually come together and find that good thing that God has on the other side for us.
And you know, in addition to that, Minister, one of the comments you made, a lot of people get it in the wrong context when it talks about the weaker vessel. It has nothing to do with strength.
Right.
It's more like this is delicate.
Yes.
This is to be pampered. This is to be taken care of. Doesn't mean that she can't outlift you.
Right. Right.
But the weaker, like expensive china, expensive lingerie, this is delicate. It's to be for you to handle like that.
Exactly. And it goes beyond anatomy.
Yeah. I've heard some women rebuke that when you say they're the weaker vessel. And that, no, I'm not. Yes. When you know what it's talking about. When you've done, if I can say, if you've done the hermeneutics on it, and know what it's talking about.
Get offended.
And speaking of hermeneutics, that goes right back to that's how Jesus loves the church.
Yes, yes.
So it's just, it has to coexist. It has to be that's what that is.
Now, y'all did a alley-oop on that one. Bishop threw up the live for the help meet, and me and Lynn slammed it on down. Y'all get a collective.
That's great.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Matter of fact, we're gonna lift those hands.
Somebody lift those hands if you love them.
And let's go ahead and we're gonna round off this one right quick with the next question. What makes a happy husband? We found out what makes a happy wife. What makes a happy husband? And since we heard from Lisa Jackson that said that we are just as important, we want to know how much importance do we have in the relationship. And let's start with men. Lynn. And we're not forgetting you guys in the comment section. Go ahead and drop your comments if you have something to say. But go ahead, man, Lynn.
We answering what makes a happy husband or
What makes a happy husband?
Okay, she does. And when I say she does, is that specific her, not just any old woman. Her, she makes him happy. In all points of not just doing stuff for him, but just, completing him, upgrading him, introducing him to things out of his safety zone, bringing him into a realm that, of course, without her, it wouldn't exist. You know how it is on those the comedies where it's all the same format. But when, boy finds girl, boy mess around, loses girl, and he get to understand what life is without her or in her absence, that's the kind of stuff that make you realize, man, he was introduced to something that you didn't have before her, and in her absence, I don't want to live without. I'm done.
Yeah, let me just, man, this just blew me away when I thought of this. What makes a happy husband? I think so many of the things that we mentioned as making a happy wife, but I was just thinking of, and this knocked me out, when he's got, I hope you catch this, when he's got the C to his saw, when he's got the ball to his volley, when he's got the oop to his alley. So it's just a completion of the equation. And a problem comes a lot of times in relationships when people go into it with over expectations. The only
Unreal.
way that a person can be disappointed is their expectations are too high or above where they should be. When our expectations can equal to our expectations and all of that comes out equal, I mean, you got a happy relationship because it's based on what's happening. And everybody is trying to oop the other person's alley.
Melba
You know
Lacey,
what?
nice. She says, Melba Lacey says, choose him or lose him. Lift those hands.
Somebody lift those hands. If you love him,
Revelations what?
She said, choose him or lose him. I like that.
You know what, Pastor? In conjunction to those far-fetched high expectations,
Mm-hmm.
on the other end of the spectrum, when you set the bar too low,
Ah, man, yes.
I mean, you know how like some people, I see this on Facebook like all the time. Don't expect nothing of nobody, and you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah.
You're like, it's just like if you never set a number to achieve, you'll always make it.
Yeah.
It's like nobody
Right.
wants to be. Everybody, you think that'd be the right way to go. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be X, Y, and Z. And when you think about the phrase, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That actually is true because it's like, man, when you experience where love takes you, even when it hurts, if you never experience that, only to say that I wish I never went through that. Man, shoot, you don't know what you're missing out on, or that when you even deal with that kind of hurt, them butterflies and them hurt feelings and all that good stuff. Love is a trip.
Right.
I'd like to pose something right here, Minister Thompson, for those, with a question off the loop. We're talking about people being happy in relationships, happy wife, happy husband. I would just like to pose this question. What do you do in your relationship to make your husband, significant other, what do you do specifically in an attempt to make them happy? What makes you, golly, what makes you a good wife?
Why you so on point? No.
What makes you a good wife? What makes you a good husband? I asked this in a marriage seminar, and people looked at me strange. What do you do to try to help your spouse to love you?
Hey,
What do you
that's
do?
pretty good.
That's the look I got.
That's tough.
That's the look I got because it is tough. And you know what it got down to? And I'm not trying to take us off the subject. I don't have to do anything he's supposed to. I don't have to do anything she's supposed to.
That goes right back to them making me happy.
You hear what I'm saying?
Wow.
Maybe that's for another time, Minister Thompson. Another
That would be a good
cross.
one.
Maybe.
That would be a good one.
Well, we've gotten to the point. Oh, wait.
We
let's see.
did it.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We ain't do it yet. We ain't do it yet. Clutch my pearls. We ain't do it yet.
We ain't that disciplined.
Right. We only halfway through, y'all. Before we go any further, thank y'all for joining us. Again, y'all been rocking with us since first episode, and I appreciate that. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all rocking with us. Let's see. Cousin Keith says communication is what makes a happy husband. That is, I like that. Keeping it real with no pretending. That says Miss D. Ann Fogy. Keeping it real. Go ahead and say that. All right, so we're at the point to where we're gonna take a commercial break. That's right. We got commercials. We doing it big. So we'll check y'all out on the other end of these commercials.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What's going on the gospel scene in this local area? Well, for more information, check us out here on Me Too Music Minute. For everything that's happening from concerts to plays to current events, check us out. Be sure to friend us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, or visit MeTooMusic.com and join our mailing list. Check us out on Me Too Music Minute.
Michael Lampkin, The Right Time, the new EP from singer, songwriter, and musician, featuring Better. The fight is over. It's available now on all digital outlets and CD. Michael Lampkin, The Right Time. The Right Time. Get it today.
The Source is the new digital media download site and distribution for the believer. Purchase and download faith-based music, videos, books, and more to your computer or device. There are free items to download as well. Visit the site now to start downloading your Christian media at metoomusic.com/The Source. Make sure you download the Me Too Music app at Google Play Store or the App Store to connect directly to The Source. The Source, your source for faith-based media.
That's right.
Got him on the spot.
Back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're on. We're just three happy men.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a happy man.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Happy
man, happy man, happy man.
What makes Bishop happy? 60s music. 60s music is what makes Bishop happy. And of course, Lady T. What's up, mama? So we're at the next part of our, we're at the third leg, if you will, of our podcast. Happily Ever After. I named this one Happily Ever After. And we want to know, is that art imitating life, or is it life imitating art? Happily Ever After. Where did Happily Ever After, where did it come from? Is it art imitating life or life imitating art? And we're going to go with me and Lynn first.
I won. You know,
give him a round of applause.
when as you were saying that, it kind of like took me on a little trip. And
well, we'll catch you when you come back.
Art,
Bishop, your turn.
Wait, no. Art imitating life or life imitating art. But then you had said happily ever after. And happily ever after was actually the intended plan of the beginning between man and woman. The crazy part about it, the art imitating life and life imitating art, it all depends on what part of the context you start from. You know, because sometimes we're all looking for an example to follow. And then sometimes we're all the example that somebody else is following. So it could be art on one side, but then it can be life on the other side. I'm looking at you. This is real life. I'm checking you out, you know, and then somebody could be looking at, you know, you could be looking at somebody and what you see is not a true definition or even a true showing of what you think it is that you see, because we can all put on a nice show in public. You know, fairy tales.
No, not there.
Yeah. I was getting ready to jump the gun, but yeah, life imitating art. It can be a cruel irony if it starts out one way, only to make a caricature or an anti, right, or an anti what it is that you really see. So it's like on either side of the scale, you know, it can end in casualty.
Bishop.
Well, I'm leaning more towards life imitating an art. This picture has been painted, and people are trying to pattern themselves after a picture, and a picture is nothing but an image of something that is real, but it is not real. So you know,
that's pretty good.
You can paint a picture of anything, but it does not mean that real life is not really characterized by that. You know, and you gotta deal with it from a realistic standpoint. And I think that has caused a lot of marriages to dissolve because they were judging their lives by this picture that somebody else painted.
Wow.
And what might work for one person, one couple, will not work for another. So this is one of the things that, you know, I advocate in counseling. Keep other people off of your evil.
Somebody if you love
them. They've got a picture painted, and it would be nice. It would be nice if you could do that, but realistically, I think we all know that's not what happened.
And that's the danger of the picture. It's picture perfect. It don't change.
That's it.
It's not going to get changed. It's not
flexible.
Every time you see it, it's going to be this. But every time you see life, it ain't going to be that.
Come on. Right. Absolutely.
That was good. That was actually good. Y'all got anything else on that? That was a good volley on that. It's actually like y'all looked at it from both sides, because me and Lynn, you actually kind of looked at both ends of it, and then Bishop, you said, you know, you gave the awesome example of the picture.
Yeah.
And it's not always what we think perceive it to be, because look at this, Bishop. You and I could both look at the same painting and see two different things.
Absolutely.
So my perception of happiness in that same picture may differ from your perception of happiness looking at that same picture.
Like in the psychiatrist's office.
I was at an anniversary
Brilliant!
recognition, a party of sorts, and many people were saying they were looking at the couple and they were such a happy couple to everybody, you know, and they were saying, well, you all should write a book.
Yeah.
But, you know, however, I won't say but, however, we know that don't work. There is no one size fits all.
And this one for you, Pastor. One songwriter said, if you take a good look at my face, you'll see my smile looks out of place.
Yeah.
If you look closer, it's easy to trace.
Yes.
The tracks of my tears. If you look beyond that picture perfect image,
man,
you'll see cracks in the armor.
You better believe it.
Well,
it's not that you're going to have them, it's how you deal with them.
Right.
They're coming.
Right. And they come actually to upgrade you. They come to make you stronger.
That's right.
The trying of your faith works something. You got to deal with it. The trial is the test.
That's right.
and the various temptations is the trouble. How you going to deal with it?
So
How you're going to pass? How have you studied this? Have you studied? Yeah. Ah,
I'm digging that.
great.
TC, aka Elaine Ragland, and I'll tell y'all why I call her that in a minute. She says science has determined that thought, emotion, and physiology are interchangeable and affected by each other. You know what? You get a ding just for using the word
That's
physiology.
good, TC.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm digging that. They're interchangeable and affected by each other. How
That's
you
the
feel
soul.
about something can change the way you think, and how you think can change the way you feel about something.
Those are the three entities of the soul.
Yep. Come on now.
If you can change the way you think about something, it doesn't mean that something will have to change. Sometimes it's the thinker that needs to change. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's
that
good
was
stuff.
nice.
Emotion, intellect, and appetite.
So let's give you we done well, we still got one more question in that one. But before we go there, I gotta tell you a little bit about our friends.
And now a word from our sponsors.
How many of them have it?
If you haven't taken the opportunity to hang out on the corner of Natural Bridge and Jenner Station Road for some really good fish and seafood, get by the Fish House and sample some of that awesome menu. Tell Tammy and Jerry that the good folks at CrossTalk sent you. You probably won't get any free food, but you'll get some good food.
Really good.
And make sure you stop by and slide in the Made by God's DM and order you a few Made by God shirts from Brother Stewart. You can find them on Instagram at madebygod._. And here go my favorite right here. Nobody bakes a cake like Carla Saul bakes a cake. So get your cake baked by Anointed Cake Creations. It's all good. What's up, Bishop? Come on.
All right.
Come on. I did it. I did it. Helping you find the dreams of your helping you find the property of your dreams. Paula M. Walker, real estate sales agents with St. Louis Metro Realtors. Email her at agent_walker03@hotmail.com. And Phrase has the phrase that fits. Holler at Bridget Michelle for your Phrase apparel. And Tashira S. Dukes with the book, Be Anxious for Nothing, is available on Amazon and anywhere you can download books. Speaking of books, pick up your copies of Bishop's books. He That Hath an Ear, anywhere you can download ebooks. And Stairsteps to Answer Prayers at www.stairstepstoanswerprayers.com. And check it out. I told you earlier where we're going. Now we there. Elaine Ragland. Elaine Ragland. Manifestations by Elaine Ragland is available now for download at bookbaby.com. And enhancing your peace of mind one clean at a time. Check out Gone Out Dusting LLC. They will clean your home or your commercial buildings. Email them at goneoutdusting@gmail.com. Check them out on the website. You can call them at 636-290-6304. Check them out on Instagram at gone_out_dusting. If you like good music, stop by Gabriel's website at www.gabrielmusic.com. Everything from the debut album, Minister of Music, to the newest release single, Glad I'm Saved, is available for download. Plus, it's getting close to Christmas, so get your Christmas album entitled The Bishop and I. And if you are ready for your ready to record your album or your single, email Incrediboy Music Group at incrediboymusic2@gmail.com for pricing and availability. And we're back. We are back, and we are bad. What up? TC says, yeah, Elaine Ragland. That's right. Ruth C. Phillips says society has painted fictional as being real and fake as being the truth. Come on. People will believe fiction before they read the Bible. Check that out. Wow! You get that? Good enough. All right, and we're at our last question of the night. Happily ever after. Is it just for fairy tales, or is it attainable? Happily ever after. Is it just for fairy tales, or can you actually get it? Bishop T, we'll go with you first.
Only thing I can say to that is when we talk about after, it's after the problems, the trials, the cares, the concerns, after.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
This.
Whoa, come on! Lift those hands! Lift those hands! I see where you're going, Bishop!
That's where it is.
Yeah, that's good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
If you can wait till after this.
All right, man. I always say the first person to mention Jesus or the Bible wins. So go ahead, man, Lynn.
I get. Well, first of all, I need to start writing my stuff down so I won't.
That's what I do.
Get sucked up on what Pastor's saying. Yes, it is attainable. It is attainable when we go right back to the top of the program with it. You have to make your own definition of what happily ever after is. You know, that we don't know what Cinderella and them did after we closed the book. But when we close our book to the public, we know what our happily ever after is. It is attainable when we realize that, you know, after everything that we've, you know, as Betty Wright said, after the pain, after the rain, you know, it's like
after the love. No, that's wrong.
No, that's the wrong one. But after all of that, you know, when we put out what society says about what happily ever after is, and we get all off into what we make happily ever after to be, you know, how we argue, how we make up to break up. We don't necessarily have to do it like they do it. And if you keep your eyes out of everybody's yard, you'll find peace and happiness in your own home. You know, so yes, it is attainable, but you got to recognize what it is for you, and not everybody else is attainable.
You got anything else after this, Bishop? Or
No,
after
sir. No, sir.
Songwriter said this. And that. No, y'all don't like this kind of preaching.
I believe that is so good. My thing is, anytime you've got more than one person in any kind of relationship, if there's never any conflict, if there's never any difference, and when I say conflict, I don't mean like war and to that extent, but if there's never any difference of opinion, as I oftentimes say, one of those people are not needed, because you're always going to have differences of opinion as long as you got different mentalities. It's not that you have them, it's how you handle them.
Yeah.
And your after this can take longer in certain situations. There's some things you can get over lickety split, but then there are others.
And sometimes we're challenged by that subtle nagging uncomfort. Don't know what it is. We can't talk about it because we don't know what it is. Walking around, we're talking at one another, but we're not talking to each other.
Oh man, that's tough.
It's an invisible bully between us, and we don't know what it is. You know, but if we just take the time to, you know, get beyond our feelings, because you know, when we act on our feelings, you know, that's when we just start just
man.
Everything just goes all kind of haywire in our feelings. And then after a while, we start micromanaging how the other person is feeling. I feel like this, or you must be feeling like this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then check it out. Even having private arguments. You throwing down arguing. You ain't arguing with her. You ain't arguing with him. You having an argument and volleying on both sides of the net. All by yourself.
A practice fight.
All by yourself.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
And then when it's time to
Something ain't
talk
right.
about it, or when it's time to come together, you done put all of this mess between y'all, and you got your own personal demons to dig through before you can even hear what she or he's saying.
I'm digging that.
And really adverse, what brings adversity is when not only do you talk at one another, but you talk at subjects. That's not really what I'm upset about.
Right. Right.
This is I can really get off on this conversation here, but it's not really what I really want to talk about.
Right.
And so I'm talking
you mean to tell me that you that mad at me because my socks is on the floor?
But it ain't about the socks. It's something you did 3 weeks ago.
Right. Because we're just chopping at branches, but that root's still in there.
Root is still there.
Look.
Too many times. We talk about forgive and forget. A lot of times we have a lot of stuff that are forgiven, but we haven't forgotten it to the extent that it still doesn't come up anymore. We say, I forgive, but it still comes up. And it comes up in an adverse way. And too much of unforgiven sin.
Ruth C. Phillips says, there are so many people that pattern their wedding and marriage on what they see on social media. They look too much at the natural picture and never look at the reality of after the honeymoon. Invite Jesus in it. There you go. You get a church hit. But look, we are at the point of the podcast where we hand the mic over to you and we give you the CrossTalk Talk of the Day. Here we go.
It's time for the CrossTalk Talk of the Day. The Talk of the Day has been brought to you by, well, you.
You deserve.
All right. This CrossTalk Talk of the Day, this is the segment dedicated to our viewers who have questions they want us to voice on CrossTalk. This CrossTalk Talk of the Day is brought to you by another anonymous watcher. And the question is, how important is sex in a marriage? Yes, we are talking about sex, but we're talking about in a marriage. How important is sex in a marriage? And I'm going to let the first person that says something go first.
I think that everything that God provides.
And like clockwork, on the next,
everything that I made.
Coming back.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, start over, Bishop.
I was just saying that everything that God made, he put his own stamp of approval on it. And he said, everything that I made is good. Mm-hmm. It is in the marriage. It is just as important as everything else that God gave us for the marriage. I think that when we lose the importance of it, I'm not talking about the actual act of it, because there's intimacy that goes in with it. When we lose the importance of it, if you, no matter how much you like your job, mm-hmm. if they stop paying you,
you'll find some. Right.
Yeah, hey, I'm out of here. And this is, God has given us this for gratification of each other. And when we lose that, we lose the desire for one another, because that's what that is for. It cultivates desire. It brings that to a point of where it eliminates a degree of frustration. because that's what God gave it to us for. And when we lose that desire, we lose something that God gave us that's meant to be a source of magnetism for us. It's important. It's direly important.
Me and Lynn.
It is. It is. I'm
Can't
not going to
use the
put
word direly because Bishop already used that. We got a ding for that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put an adjective on it. I'm just gonna say it is important. You know, because it doesn't outweigh all the other necessities of the intimacy or the relationship. It's in there. It's all a part of the recipe, vital part of the recipe, but a part of the recipe nonetheless. And it's in there first of all because it's not only is marriage God's idea, sex is God's idea. God he architected us to fit, properly one to another, the in, the outlet, and the plug. All of that. God is all God's idea. So we can't minimize the importance of sex, but we have to put it in its proper context. We have to understand that it ain't the end all. Because if you hungry, ain't nobody thinking about that. I need a sandwich. You got when whatever the subject matter is, sex ain't gonna figure all of that out. You gotta know it's for a time, it's for a place, it's for release. God had put this thing in the relationship even to to further humanity, to procreate. It's all God's idea. And if we take God out of context with what he gave us, we will not use it properly. That's why when we even talk about sex, it's so dirty.
Right.
How we got here, we all got here that way. God ain't making no more atoms. All of that was done in the beginning. He ain't pulling no E's out like that. So this is how we getting here. But yet we talk about it like it's dirty. Who made it dirty? Because God didn't. So we have to understand, why God put it in place. We have to understand what's it good for. We have to use it properly because it's just like a gun in the baby's hands if we don't use it properly.
This brings up one of the analogies that Bishop always says. It's like a mechanic that sees every problem like a nail. You just use a hammer for everything.
Yeah.
So,
because saying trying to get your husband to act right, sex ain't gonna cut it.
Hammer.
It's like using that same solution or using it as a weapon or using it as blackmail or using it as the upper hand. It takes God out of context whenever we mishandle what it is that God give us.
And we're good at that.
Yeah.
God,
you don't understand.
Using it as a weapon, or a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
If you don't do this, then I ain't gonna do that. And, that's
okay. Then you go sleep on the couch.
All right. Well,
there better be a fold out, and we both gonna crash it.
Right.
In the
sleep over in the living room.
In the sense of the word, as I use that for direly important, I guess I'm not saying it's any more important than anything else, but it's all important. It's like a part of a circle, and any part of that circle that you take out, it's no longer a circle.
You see this circle?
So right. It's will the circle be unbroken? But any part that you take out of, so that makes it every bit of it important.
That is,
and I think a lot of people have to realize that sex is not always about, or so that the intimacy of it's not all about intercourse. It's not always about that.
Right.
Well, for this question, that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about the intercourse of it. And in the marriage, and I remember when I was getting counseled by Bishop, one of the questions he asked is, how important is sex to you. Because if it's important to me, it has to be important to my mate. Just as important. Or maybe even more important, depending on how you look at the mate. But I mean, that's what I took from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is it important enough to be on the same page with it? You know, and I mean it is because we are talking about the actual act of it. Are you willing to meet her where she is with it, or are you willing to meet him where he? Because you don't want to just be doing something to be doing something. You both want to be satisfied.
Facts.
It might even take some communication to even get there.
It is going to take communication.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to take some work. You know what I'm saying? Because in a perfect world, I present myself to you and you present yourself to me. But the imperfect world we live in, a lot of us done had experiences on both sides of the fence. You know, as Eddie Levert say, you've been around, I've been around, and I had a lot of loves, and I know you had a lot of loves too. So it's like, hey, I don't want to be in this union with you, and your mind is somewhere else on a past. Can we work to make us the ultimate when we come together?
And as you're saying that, Minister, you say a lot of it needs to be talked about. Problem is, a lot of people, there are some people that can't because, and I don't know, because of whatever reasons, but because of their upbringings. And, you hear people say, well, that wasn't ever talked about in our house. You didn't mention that kind of stuff. And now when you're grown and in your own relationship, you find yourself still can't talk about it. That's off limits. That conversation is. But how do you get to the bottom of it?
And even when talking about it, you got to learn how not to overshare. You're like, no, that part ain't important. Ain't nobody asked you all about how he did X, Y, and Z.
That ain't what I want to know.
Right, that ain't what I asked you. I didn't ask you.
That ain't what I asked. We got to stay on what we can handle. I don't want to hear it.
Right, I ain't want a commentary on your previous.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah, that was awesome. I hope this CrossTalk Talker Today sponsor got, well, you know what? If you're watching, I know you got an adequate answer on your question. So, you know what I'm about to say? We did it! We did it! It is only 9 minutes past the hour. That is a significant improvement from last week.
Last week we had technical difficulties.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, but we have technical difficulties. We want to call it that. We have technical difficulties every week. But we did it. If you want us to promote your business on our podcast, email us at gocrosstalk@gmail.com. Include your business name, physical or virtual location, and your tagline, and we will promote your business on our show. You saw we did it earlier, so we'll do it for you too. So that's all we got. That's all we got. We did it. We did it. Me and Lynn, you got something to say to the people on the way out?
Yes, this was some good commentary on tonight. And remember, as always, it's about what you do in your house, in your marriage, in your relationship. You can't mirror Claire and Cliff. You got to be you and yours. So your victory is in your praise. Without your praise, where's your victory?
Man, you snuck a ding in at the last minute. Man, I heard you. Bishop?
I was praying continuously that we would do or say something tonight that would bless and help someone in their relationship. That was my prayer all day after I got the what we were going to be talking about, because we are here. We've got the word, and what we say can be a blessing to people. So that was my prayer, that we would be able to bless someone who is out of a relationship, who might be getting into a relationship and might make the one that you're in better. So God bless and keep you. That's my prayer. I pray for you and yours. And I will. Yeah, definitely. I look to see you in the rapture.
You didn't say the pray thing. I guess
No, people want to hear do sensible and X, Y, and Z.
Right. Pray. Can you hear us?
Look like he's ignoring us.
Pray, trust, obey. I had prefixed that with my other to just kind of let that go. But this time, pray, trust, obey, do sensible, don't panic, live your life, stay focused on glory. Yeah, and a double kick. I'll see you in the rapture.
Double kick. We did it. It's only 11 minutes past the hour. Make sure you check us out next week. Same time, I'm about to say channel, the page. We were going to take a break, but me and Lynn told us, hey, let's keep going. So, got to give the people what they want. Until next time, y'all, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see y'all next week. Holla at you. Happy anniversary, Bishop and First Lady.
Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on